Hello everyone, it's Becca from Becca Books and Bujo, and today I have a book haul for you. I'm way behind on getting a video out to you, so today I'm going to go quickly through a bunch of new books that I got. It's this whole shelf right here, friends, plus these on the floor. So I'm going to try to do this quick. I'm going to do it in one take. And let's just jump into these 5, which I believe I've talked about on a weekend reading vlog, perchance. The first 3 are books 5, 6, and 7 in the Chronicles of Narnia series by C.S. Lewis. We've got The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. I don't own this series, but I thought this would be a good start to owning the series. And these are books that I read when I was 4th, 5th grade and absolutely loved them, and I want my kids to be able to read them. I want to be able to reread them with them, reread the books with my kids, and yeah, so I'm glad I can start at least with 5, 6, and 7. It'd be great to have this edition of the books, but we'll see what we can find. And then at that same book sale from a weekend reading vlog, I got Bridgerton, The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. I don't think this needs any explanation. There's this crazy craze, this craze going on with Bridgerton, and I want to read the book before I watch the movie. And then I got the next book that I need to read in the Inspector Armand Gamache series. This is A Trick of the Light by Louise Penny. I've got all of Louise Penny's, well, not all of them, but
here's what I found.
I've got a lot of Louise Penny books over here, and now I have another one to add to my collection, but I thought that this would jumpstart me wanting to read the books again, because I've read like 7, and this is number 8, possibly. Oh, this is 7. Okay, so I've read 6, and this is 7, so I want to read this soon, but it's more of a fall winter book, so I might wait. Okay. Then the next few, well, all of them were gifted to me. My mom and dad are moving, and they're going through all their books and gave me a bunch. But these 3 were actually gifted for birthdays. Well, this one Willie got me when he was in Nashville. So this is Broken Horses by Brandi Carlile. It is her memoir. I don't know anything about Brandi Carlile, really, except for that she's a singer. But on the front, it's blurred by Glennon Doyle, and it says, "One of the great memoirs of our time." So I thank Willie for thinking of me while he was on his band trip to Nashville. My mother-in-law gave me The Edge of Winter by Luann Rice. I think I hauled this in my birthday reading vlog. This one says, in the aftermath of a long breakup of her marriage, Neve Halloran and her teenage daughter Mickey are making a new life together amid the austere beauty of Rhode Island's South County. Captivated by a fragile wildlife sanctuary, Mickey, did I say Mickey or Mikey, will move toward womanhood in the company of a lonely boy who shares her abiding love for the windswept coastline. I don't know. We'll see if I get to it. My mother-in-law loves to go shopping at thrift stores, so she found that for me. Another gift that I got from one of my coworkers and friends, Melissa, she gave me What I Know Now, Letters to My Younger Self. It is a bunch of letters from older women telling them what they wish they would have known if they were younger. Extraordinary women share the wisdom they wish they'd had when they were younger. So my semi-older coworker thought that this would be good for me in my late 20s. Okay, the next few I'm just gonna go through really fast because they're from my dad and he thought I should have them. My dad is a big reader. He is the person who instilled the love of reading in me, and so I love that he gave me these books from his collection. Some of them I'm more excited about than others, but I still really appreciate him and him gifting me these books. So we'll just start with The Song Poet. This is a memoir of my father by Cao Kalia Yang, who is the author of The Late Homecomer, which, did he give me that book too? Here it is. Cao Kalia Yang, The Late Homecomer. So this is a Hmong family memoir, and then it sounds like he wrote the memoir of his father. So, my bad. This is a female author, a female Hmong author, and she lives in Minnesota. So that's cool. Thanks, Dad. The next one is The Sisters Brothers by Patrick DeWitt. This might be more from my mom, question mark, I don't know. It's the winner of the Governor General's Award and a Best Book of the Year. A masterful, hilarious, picaresque that keeps company with the best of Charles Portis and Mark Twain. I don't even know what it's about. Okay. Then I think this is a YA. This is called Every Soul a Star by Wendy Mass. It says 3 unlikely friends, 1 extraordinary event. Allie, Bree, and Jack are totally different and complete strangers brought together to view a beautiful and rare solar eclipse. Through this one extraordinary event, 3 lives are about to be changed forever in this enchanting story about unlikely friendships and finding one's place in the universe. I'll try it. Okay. The Art of Simple Living by Shunmyo Masuno. This is 100 daily practices from a Japanese Zen monk for a lifetime of calm and joy. I have definitely been interested in simplifying our life, especially decluttering our life, and so I think this could be good, a good read. Oh, I didn't know this one was in there. Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. I read this, loved this pandemic book, kind of spooky after a pandemic, but I really loved this one. Next up, we've got Blindness by Jose Saramago, a shattering work by a literary master. This is the winner of the Nobel Prize for Literature. Blindness. A city is hit by an epidemic of white blindness, which spares no one. Authorities confine the blind to an empty mental hospital, but there, the criminal element holds everyone captive, stealing food rations and assaulting women. There is one eyewitness to this nightmare who guides 7 strangers, among them a boy with no mother, a girl with dark glasses, a dog of tears, through the barren streets, and the procession becomes uncanny as the surroundings are harrowing, a magnificent parable of loss and disorientation, and a vivid evocation of the horrors of the 20th century. Blindness is a powerful portrayal of man's worst appetites and weaknesses, and man's ultimately exhilarating spirit. Well, that sounds deep and poignant. And we've got Gilead by Mary Lynn Robinson. I've heard about this one. It's a winner of the Pulitzer Prize. Don't know what it's about. A story about fathers and sons and the spiritual battles that still rage in America's heart. Maybe. We'll see. See if it'll be good for me. This one is also by Mary Lynn Robinson. This is Lila, a novel. This is the unforgettable story of a girlhood lived on the fringes of society in fear, awe, and wonder. Sounds like it's about a homeless girl roaming the countryside in Iowa. Okay. What's next? Pilgrim at Tinker Creek by Annie Dillard. This is a classic. Maybe one I'd like to get to. I don't know. Me and classics have a difficult relationship, but maybe I'd like to read it. Maybe. Next, another classic, East of Eden by John Steinbeck. I am interested in reading it, but it is a big, big book. More than 500 pages with tiny, tiny font, but definitely a work of art and one I believe I should get to. Another by John Steinbeck that I have read is The Grapes of Wrath. And so, yeah, I'm excited to add this to my collection. I never owned it before, but I read it in high school, and really, really good book. And so if I loved this, I should love East of Eden by John Steinbeck, right? I hope so. Okay, another classic. We're going through classics here. The Sun Also Rises by Ernest Hemingway. I don't have this book. No, the only Ernest Hemingway I have is A Movable Feast, and I read that one because that was about Hemingway's time in Paris, and I read it in Paris. That was cool. Way before BookTube time. This was like when I was 18 years old. But I read The Sun Also Rises in high school, and happy to have this classic on my shelves. Next, we've got The Stranger by Albert Camus. This was first published L'Étranger in French. It has had a profound impact on millions of American readers through this story of an ordinary man who unwittingly gets drawn into a senseless murder on a sun-drenched Algerian beach. Camus explored what he termed the nakedness of man faced with the absurd. Okay, we'll see. It's a short little ditty. I'll probably read it, but it is also a winner of the Nobel Prize in Literature. Dad is filling up my classic shelves. Another classic, To Kill a Mockingbird by Harper Lee. How did I not have this on my shelves before? Seriously, how did I not? but I didn't. I must have read a school copy and just never got one of my own. So I love this one. A winner of the Pulitzer Prize. Going on my classic shelves. This is called Evensong by Gail Godwin. Rich, satisfying, luscious. Evensong reawakened in these weary eyeballs the joy of reading. It's that old-fashioned concept. A good read from USA Today. It's just blurbs on the back. I don't know what it's about, but it has a book club guide on the inside, which I think my dad read a lot of these books for a book club that he led. He's a pastor, and so he read a book club called Reading Religiously. And a lot of the books he read had some undertones of faith, but didn't necessarily have to. And so I think some of these are from that book club. So cool, Dad. Another one I think from that is The Sparrow by Mary Doria Russell. An experience not to be missed. If you have to send a group of people to a newly discovered planet to contact a totally unknown species, whom would you choose? How about for 4 Jesuit priests, a young astronomer, a physician, her engineer husband, and a child prostitute turned computer expert? This motley combination of agnostics, true believers, and misfits becomes the first to explore the Alpha Centauri world of Rakat, with both enlightening and disastrous results. Vivid and engaging, an incredible novel. Wow, so it kind of sounds sci-fi-y. Oh, and my dad highlighted. That'll be fun to read. Okay, another classic, The Scarlet Letter by Nathaniel Hawthorne. Read it in high school. Glad to have it on my shelves. Another classic, which I already had a copy of, but my copy was so old and falling apart that I'm glad I got this nice new copy of Night by Elie Wiesel. We're getting to the last one, friends. This is The Murdered Family by Vernon Keel. Why did my dad give me this one? This one is a mystery and detective / historical novel. It says, a wave of fear sweeps across the barren prairies of central North Dakota in April of 1920 with the tragic news that 7 members of a farm family and their hired boy have been brutally murdered at their home just north of Turtle Lake in McLean County. A massive search for the killers begins immediately in the midst of an intense statewide election campaign. 3 weeks later, eager investigators, encouraged by nervous politicians, get a signed confession from one of the prime suspects in the case. He is sentenced that same day to life in the state penitentiary. From the beginning, the man denies his guilt and says his confession was obtained under duress, intimidation, and fear. In November, his lawyers file a motion in district court asking that his plea of guilty be withdrawn and for a trial upon the merits. Their motion is strengthened when some new evidence is discovered on the Wolf family farm only days before the motion is filed. I don't know. Sounds interesting. I kind of like mystery thrillers. And I don't think my dad would have given it to me if he didn't think I would have liked it. So, cool. And, oh, we're not on the last one yet. Second to last. This is Anne Lamott's Imperfect Birds. Where have I heard this name? Anne Lamott. Best-selling author of Operating Instructions and Blue Shoe. Rosie, Crooked Little Heart, Drowning Mercies. This is a powerful and redemptive novel of love and family from the beloved and best-selling Anne Lamott. I like a family story. Cool. Thanks, Dad. And lastly, one that I read a long time ago and didn't understand, but I want it. And I think, so I listened to it last time and it was hard to follow. And so I think if I could listen and read along, I might like it a little more. And that is Lincoln in the Bardo by George Saunders. This is about Lincoln's life. But it's like a play. And it has a full cast of narrators in the audiobook. And so, yeah, it definitely was a memorable experience listening to the book, but I just couldn't follow. And so I think if I had the script in front of me, I would understand it and enjoy it a lot more. Okay, holy smokes. That was a lot of books from my dad, from my friends, from people that love me. Thank you, Dad, mostly, for this book haul. You're the best. A lot of books to add to my unread shelves, but that's okay. I am looking forward to getting to all of them. Let me know in the comments which I should prioritize. If you've read any of them and you think I would really love them, let me know. It'd be great to hear your thoughts. Anyway, thanks so much for watching this video. Like it on your way out. Consider subscribing to my channel if you'd like to see more bookish and bullet journaling content from me. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye!